our next technical session that is on how to grow your business 1,000 times. And for addressing on the same, we have with us Shri Tanu Tejas Saraswat sir, and he is the CEO and co-founder of Shop Kirana, that is fastest growing startup. And before starting the session, I am just briefing out the profile of our today's speaker. Sir, an entrepreneur since ninth standard, came to Indore 12 years back to complete PG and stay back to continue entrepreneur journey. Started ad agency and online painting marketplace in college. Founded Shop Kirana in year 2015 with two co-founders and doing 80 to 100 millions dollar, have raised 12 million till now from leading investors from India, Japan, US and Korea. Currently, there are 500 plus people working at Shop Kirana, one of the only startup in the MP history who come on Forbes cover page. So, on behalf of Indore branch, I invite you, sir. I welcome you and request you to please enlighten us with your experience to the members of Indore branch. Over to you, Tanu, sir.
Hello everyone, thank you so much Ankush. Thank you so much for inviting me as a speaker here. I was listening to our previous speaker sir and like it was extremely knowledgeable session. I joined when someone when sir was talking about the Bitcoin cryptocurrency. The whole world is going crazy for the cryptocurrency, and I think obviously we are living in one of the most interesting era of our lifetime, where we are seeing that earlier we used to see that entrepreneurs are trying to disrupt taxi market, and now entrepreneurs are trying to disrupt the whole economy market, which is kind of like very scary and which is fascinating also. So thank you so much. I'll give a very quickly brief about like what we do and uh, how we do and where we are, and then I'll quickly jump onto the session topic, that how to grow your business by 1000x. And I'll share my learnings and the organization learning I had in last 7 years running Shop Kirana. And I'll be super interested in like getting any kind of like questions in between, or maybe like if you have any kind of like questions to ask, you can just like put that in the chat box, and I'll keep on reading and I'll jump on to those answers very quickly. So I'm basically from Rajasthan. I'm not from Indore. I came to the city around 12 years back to complete my post graduation, and I love this city. I stayed back. I started an advertisement agency. I started an online portal called Paint Life, where we were like selling paintings online. And from that journey, I met like amazing people in my life, and like from those people I learned a lot. Like I'm a hardcore entrepreneur. Whatever I learned by like really like working on your own mistakes. I wish like I really had the chance to learn from the organizations, working under a boss or a manager, because I mean there is a cost you pay for the mistakes, right? And in my journey, I met like amazing people to started Shop Kirana. One of the person was my like client from advertisement agency. Another person I met via a mutual connection. uh, so like what we do, I'll quickly like brief. Like Shop Kirana is a B2B platform. It's a like pure B2B platform. We are doing uh, we are selling kirana to kirana stores in this country. Why we are selling kirana to kirana store in this country is because there are 10 million mom and pop stores in this country. Uh, the Indian retail market is $700 billion. Uh, like 60% of that market is like unorganized, and 60% of that market is basically FMCG and grocery. 90% of that market is unorganized. When like we started like Shop Kirana around 6 years back, we were the very first company who was selling anything online to mom and pop stores in this country. Uh, and why we started, because like as an entrepreneur, we love scale. We really want to like get into those industry and market which uh, which can like scale like pretty fast, and which can be like scalable at a very big way. At that point of time, in those years also, and even today, we have seen billions and billions of dollars has been like invested in our economy and like in market, but less than 2% of the retail market. When you combine all the e-commerce companies, they do less than 2% of the Indian retail market. 6 to 7, like 7 to 8% of the like Indian retail market goes towards all the big stores like metros and Walmart and like supermarkets and all. Uh, and 90% of the markets are still into the hands of these 9 to 10 million small mom and pop stores. Uh, I mean, we are living in 2021. Like someone has developed a like digital currency, but still 90% of the population buy from kirana stores in the country. So yep, things which looks like very fashionable from outside, when you go deeply inside the market, you realize there are a very different way of like working into the industry. There's a very different way to actually like tap the market. And I 100% believe in like starting a company is one of the easiest thing like anyone can do it like in the today's era. Like we have been interacting, we have been like, listening a lot of like great speakers, and we were like seeing the challenges, and I'm sure like all of these people who have joined, uh, they also know and I always believe that like anyone, like every person has a certain kind of an idea in their life, and like majority of the people don't start on their own by coming up with like XYZ kind of a reason. But believe me when I say that starting up is one of the easiest thing like anyone can do in their life, like one of the easiest thing. I mean, we are living in like like in that era where like we have like this is like one of the biggest innovation ever happened, uh, like people can start a company within next 24 hours. But building a company is as crazy and as difficult as it was for our like, grandfathers, right? It requires that courage which our grandfathers required to build a company. I mean, uh, like whatever the like news we see, like in the media, we see all the success news, right? Uh, but like no one like tell the world that how many companies are shutting down today, like what kind of problems like companies are facing today. And whatever we see okay that this company is raising investment, this company has like raised like millions and millions of dollars. uh, so it triggered like people that they also should like want to become an entrepreneur. I think uh, becoming an entrepreneur in today's era is exactly the same like it used to happen in 80s, where in 80s everyone wanted to play like everyone wanted to like become a rock star because playing guitar looked sexy. And today everyone wants to become an entrepreneur because like raising investment looks sexy. But like raising investment is like totally different than actually building a company and like running the company and like growing that organization. That's true. Obviously, like anyone can start like any kind of like, organization. Like it all comes to that kind of like part where we need to identify the issues that like how big the market like we are tapping, uh, uh, like how it's really going to like happen. Like can the organization survive for the next like 10 years and then 50 years and then 100 years? As an entrepreneur, I like companies where we like really don't know like who founded those companies. For an example, so like in my organization also, like in like whenever I go as a speaker and I ask people, okay, who founded Flipkart or who founded Amazon? Like more than 90% people know who founded Amazon. But when I ask, okay, who founded Unilever? Less than 10% people raise their hands. Like no one actually knows who founded Unilever. Like who's the CEO of like Unilever at the global level? Like very less percent of the people like know. When we ask, okay, who is the CEO of like these startup? Like everyone like almost knows. So I have been thinking a lot in this particular like psychology, and I realized that what like we as an entrepreneurs and what the whole world is celebrating are not the right metrics. I mean, we are celebrating the fundraise, but we also need to understand that raising like when a company raise investment, they raise investment because they haven't figured out how to make the money from the company itself. So they go out and sell their equity, right? Uh, it's it's not a really a very proud thing for a businessman. It's kind of like need to grow the business, right? And again, there are two kind of an organization who raise investment. One who raise an investment to run the company, and second who raise an investment to grow the company. Like world bets on those companies who want to grow from their investment, not like to run the organization. Like Unilever like filed a balance sheet of 10,000 like 40,000 crore last year with a profit of 10,000 crore, but people don't know who are these people who are running Unilever. But everyone knows like who are running these startups. So I think like we have to be into those zone, and we have to really identify like what really like being a businessman and being an entrepreneur and like running a company requires. It's not about like having the fancy offices. It's not about like going crazily into the like hiring mode. It's not about like reaching the top line. I mean, like and from those fundamental like I've been like very fortunate enough to be working with one of the greatest people in my life, and as an entrepreneur, I believe like the whole world is a people game. Like all the numbers on a balance sheet is done by some like human beings, right? I mean, when we see 360-degree, all, like everything has been done like made by human beings. And while running the organization, people forget that part. And I always like remind like my own organization, my own leadership, and all people that like it's a people game, and the faster you realize that it's a people game, the sooner you are going to like achieve any numbers like in the world. Uh, so like when we started like Shop Kirana, we wanted to build an organization which can run without founders. We wanted to build an organization which can run like for very long period of time, and we wanted to like obviously like we are into those business where we sell a kirana to kirana stores. It's a pure like technology firm. It's a I mean we have like 50,000 retailers buying us from 8 cities in 4 different states. uh, we have at the back end like 300 to 400 500 brands associated with us, and these are those brands like Unilever, ITC, PNG, Dabur, Himalaya, etc. While working, we identify a lot of like pain problems, and we are into that industry where achieving the top line number is like super easy. Like when you discount like just 0.5% of an oil price in a city, and when you continue discounting like 0.5% or 1% of that oil price into a city for next 7 days, you can capture 70% of the oil market into the city. So we realized this is like easy to get the top line, but how to really grow. So like when we started like 7 years back, we stayed into one city for 3 years. We all founders like came up with a term called true growth, because obviously like we were also like reading newspaper, we were also seeing all the media companies that okay, this company is growing crazily, that company is growing crazily and all. But whenever like we saw okay at what cost these companies are growing, at what cost, like what are the unit economics of these companies and all. So we realized that growing is not really that much is difficult, but growing in a true manner, which is called the true growth, is the difficult task. So we raised an investment of like around like 4 years back, and from one of the largest investment firm from Japan, that's Incubate Fund, and they invested in 400 plus companies across the world. We were the very first company from India like they invested in. At that point of time, also like people asked us to grow, but we didn't grow because we realized the business model is not like ready today. So we stayed again like in Indore for one more year. We I would say like we failed in like 100 things and we succeeded in like 15 to 20 things. But I mean those like 20 things which we succeeded on, it helped us to like scale the company at like very extreme level. And today we are the market share leaders in the category we are working on. I mean we are competing with Metros and Walmarts and Reliance Wholesale and like so and so. But there's a fun fact that there are certain brands and there are certain SKUs and there are certain categories which we sell, which is more than all these companies combinedly sell in those territories. And we have grown from like 20 crore to 200 crore, and then 200 crore to 500 crore. Uh, and like this year, we are like targeting 2,000 to 3,000 crore, somewhere in between the top line. We have grown from 25 people to 500 people within 6 months. We raised like $12 million.
मूल चंदा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, आपने वो पासवर्ड जनरेट करवाया था एलईडी के लिए, फिर वो उसको कर दिया क्या फाइल, उसका नोटिफिकेशन नहीं आया मेरे पास।
I think yeah. So we raised like investment $12 million investment till now. Uh, and in that raise also like we realized okay what are the true growth to actually scale the organization. So we found it there is a playbook to grow. We never get fascinated, and I think like no one should get fascinated from the like wrong growth, because like once you start growing you should not look back and you should not see like have you done the mistake or like have you burned the like money. I'm like happy that all from the like accounts background like here, because in my own organization, they're like amazing like people, they're amazing CAs working, and I believe the right business actually happens from the account point of view, not from the passion point of view, right? So as a passionate entrepreneur, I want to like disrupt some market. I want to give certain kind of like services to my customers. I want to give like certain kind of like services to my brands and blah blah blah. But from the business and from the like financial point of view, because at the end of the day it's the balance sheet which like makes sense, right? And I always say that balance sheets are more sexy than the mark sheets. And like once you actually understand that what balance sheet like and I also like you should never get surprised from the balance sheet like once it shows up, right? All the good companies, they know what kind of balance sheet they are going to like file after 12 months, and that's how they make the plans. I mean like even today our 5 years plans are ready. So how we actually grow and how we have also grown in all this system, it's a very simple fundamental thought processes. It's about building the systems, building the processes, and building the automation. It is a very extremely boring task, to be very honestly, like because when you start an organization, you want to like do a bigger things. You don't want to like create a documentation. You don't want to like get associated with all the like 25 pages of training report. You don't want to like fix the plans of induction plans, and all this thing happened from the first day of Shop Kirana. We realized that we want to like build a company where if the founders don't show up for the next 6 months, it should not get affected at all. And today, like we have built an organization where if the founders don't show up for the next 6 months, they like hardly some numbers are going to like mess, because now it's not the founders. I mean, obviously, like there's some strategic thought process. There can be the vision, realignment needed because the founders. There's a strategic like thought process. There are certain big strategies of the macro term which as a founder can contribute. But on a day-to-day practices, like we really like this organization don't require founders. And how this thing happened only because we made a certain system and processes, right? So there are two kind of people who joins the organization. I think there are one type of there are one type of people who work like a machine. The second type of people who work on a mission. I think to grow crazily in an organization, we have to get those people first who can build a machine, because startups and companies are like a machine. I mean, they don't stop when a human stop, right? So like we started focusing on building those system and those processes, those tools and those technology, and these are very small and very minute kind of like things, from like brands to retailers, from payment processing, from activation, from like activating a retailer, from activating a brand, from activating a single line item of like a thousand line item, from hiring. Like from each and everything we realized that everything can be like sorted out with the help of technology. Technology can like help any kind of like organization in solving these kind of like automation and all. So we built these kind of like tools. We started focusing on like build the systems, and we started focusing on build the processes. uh, like my two co-founders are coming from PNG, and PNG is famous, like one of the fastest growing FMCG organization, and they are famous for their system and processes, right? And we learned like from these organizations, we inserted these tools. These are the very tiny tools. It like in the initial days, like when you do all these kind of like tools and when you see the growth, it becomes like certain times of like entrepreneurs or founders, like people get into a very dissatisfactory mode, that like why they are like growing like in a very small step way, right? But I believe that if anyone have the vision to grow like 1000x or 100x, I think that's not going to be a sustainable way, right? So every like first, like everyone should focus on what's the sustainable way to grow. in a company like Shop Kirana, where we deal in FMCG and grocery products, where we know like what market is like eating every day, we know at what price people are buying, we know like who are the customers who buy. It becomes very easy for a company like us to do any kind of like transaction, to grow maybe like 100x like in a single day. But we don't grow because we know that's just a like temporary highness. It's not going to be like sustainable. So we started growing in a very small percentage way, like each and like month on month, and we started focusing on just a 10% or 20% kind of like growth month on month. Like initially, like obviously we realized that like if you don't continue that kind of like growth, it's not going to create like very good impact uh, for the balance sheet. But you have to like keep on growing consistently. The consistency is the key. uh, Never get like fascinated, never get like crazy in like growing the organization by 100x, or like in those way where you cannot grow for the next 5 years. uh, because like if you grow just by a little bit of 5% or 10%, and if you do the compounding, the numbers comes are magical. Like these are the magical numbers. I mean, like once we actually started growing from 25, and when once we have grown from like 25 to 25 crore to like 500 600 crore, what we have realized that what we did, we never like I mean, it was a small percentage which we were growing every each on month on month, and we never stopped growing. But we never got fascinated that we should grow like 200% like that month, because we know it's a funded organization. uh, and when you have like external investor, and when you are into the raising like investment kind of like race, you have to share the numbers with the external world. So it might happen that you get some like crazy growth on certain month, you share that number with the external people whom you like really want to bring them as a like board or maybe as an investor. uh, but if you cannot sustain that growth for at least like a year, because investment doesn't happen like within 7 days. Like people keep on talking with you for like months, they do due diligence properly and all, and it takes 3 to 4 months to close an investment. And what really happens in those 3 to 4 months is that people actually see that like how we have grown the organization, it was some organically way, or like what you really did. And if you cannot continue, and if you cannot sustain that growth, it fires you back, like always and always fire you back. And I have like I know like a lot of like great founders who did this particular mistake, and they thought that like people really like these kind of like growth. But what really market requires is not like the such kind of like crazy growth. They require a true growth, like which can grow for the next 5 years or 10 years down the line. I think like to grow the organization is one of the most difficult part, because like it requires a lot of like great minds. It requires a thought process from like financial mindset, which many startups, and like when they start they lack. I mean, like when we started growing, the first thing which we started establishing was the finance department. We have 3 CAs working in Shop Kirana, and like couple of more in accounts department. Uh, One of the CA in the organization who leads the finance department, that particular guy takes a meeting twice a month uh, from like with all the leaders like who are running a different business units, because this guy shows up and this guy says, okay, you might want to experiment these kind of things, you might want to like launch these kind of like features for the customers and all this channel, but I have this particular balance sheet and I have this particular like P&L account which needs to get hit. So you're not allowed to make these kind of like investment maybe in this one. And we have given that kind of like power to finance department, that they can come and they can ask a question, and they can stop like the directors and the founders also from like making any kind of a transaction. Because we need to identify that like when you run an organization, it's not about your ego, and your company is way bigger than your ego, and your company is a way larger than, I mean, everyone at the end of the day, it's works for an organization. What like personally I'm seeing and what like the sir was also like expressing that obviously like we have seen a lot of startups like in recent time in India, and we have seen a crazy growth also, and like we have seen billions of dollars of like companies in India. But like I always like put a question and ask, okay, like how much profit these organizations are making. So somehow we got like distracted from the valuation, and somehow we got distracted from the fundraising thought process that like we need to raise like investment back and back. We need to grow in a crazy growth, and we need to like increase the valuation. But like what I've learned and like what I've seen like from our like grandfathers and all, that when you start a business, it requires a profit, right? Else it's not a like profitable organization. Else like people need to do a non-profit like organization, right? So like somehow we got distracted in this thought process, and like when we look at the organization which have created a bigger impact, like Amazon, Facebook, or Apple, I mean, Google, I mean, see the balance sheet. I mean, the kind of wealth they generate for the whole channel, the kind of like wealth they generate for their shareholders, the kind of profit they generate, it's crazy. So when an organization like Flipkart like want to like fight with Amazon, they have to go in the market and raise an investment. But when Amazon wants to fight with Flipkart, they just need to put certain like amount of money from their own balance sheet, right? And that's makes the whole difference. So I think like we should actually like the entrepreneurs and all the startups should, including us, should focus on creating the right business instead of like just like growing in a irrational way, which makes no sense. Obviously like if you have the right business model, you can have that luxury to actually grow for the next 10 years or 15 years to become the market share leaders, to capture those like markets and create a certain kind of like monopoly, and then can actually leverage the profit of those industry, which we have seen like really happened in the past with all the technology organization. But if we don't have the plans, I think that's kind of like stupid growth to grow on with. So I mean I mean that these kind of like things obviously like trigger us to like take the company in the right direction, to grow the company in the right direction. We have been like I mean we got like many options, and as a shop kirana we got a lot of chances to move our headquarters from Indore to Bangalore or Bombay, uh, like for X and Y Z kind of the things. But we never moved our headquarters from Indore because we wanted to become like a market share leaders in all the tier 2 cities in India. We are live in 8 cities. We are the market share leader in all these 8 cities as a category market share leader. The vision is to like become the like tier 2 market share leaders, and then figure out like does it make a sense to go top of the pyramid or the bottom of the pyramid. And how we are growing with the help of these small systems and tools and automations. And we have created a machine kind of like structure in the organization, which is not stopping even if like humans are not present at that particular point of time. And I believe like every human and every person should be replaceable, including the directors and the founders in an organization. If any companies like are able to build those kind of like tools and system and processes where people can be replaceable, so I'm not saying in a like negative way that person should get replaced. I'm saying from the company's point of view that if a person should like get away from that position, and if it affects the any kind of a numbers in an organization, then obviously we haven't created the right organization. I mean, you don't see these kind of like things in a companies like ITC and PNG and Unilever and Amazon. People get replaced, people get like shuffled from the position to position, but it hardly affects like organization level, right? It hardly affects. But like in small startups, like we take a lot of things on our personal way, and we try to like put a lot of like KPIs and numbers on an individual way, and we feel proud that like because of me this company is growing that much. I think that proud should happen, that if without you if company can grow, I think that's the right proud an entrepreneur anyone can have. And even at the leadership position, I mean on in our own organization, leaders are responsible to create those systems where that number should not get affected if they don't show up in the company, and they get rewarded on these bases and these KPIs. So that's all from my side. I can like I can talk for the next 5 years. Obviously, it's a 7 years long journey. We have like working with I'm working with the 500 plus people. There are 500 more stories to share, but I'll be interested in getting any kind of like questions you guys have, and any specific thing you want to ask. I'll be super interested in like giving an answer for that. So all are like CAs here. All are like experienced CAs. Any questions? Like anyone can ask any questions. So we do this digital kind of event every day. So we have this particular thing called town hall. We do this every month. One of my co-founder takes that like town hall every month, and he has been taken from. He's been like this guy is doing from last 2 years or 3 years continuously. So when we were in office pre-lockdown, it was very fascinating. Like people, like we used to see people, we used to see the expression, we used to see, okay, like do we need to change the tone and all this thing, like how people are reacting and all. And from last 1.5 years, the person is doing in a digital way. And I was having a conversation with my co-founder, and he said that one of the most difficult thing for a speaker is to be on a screen and talk to hundreds of people and see no reaction and like no expressions. And this is going to be the challenging way for every speaker out there in a digital way. It's right that it saves a lot of time in today's era, because we don't need to travel. We can have like 10 meetings in a single day, but when you used to travel, we can only have like just a couple of meetings, 2 or 3 meetings, a productive meeting. So yep, that's kind of like challenges in Entrepreneurs Day. So I got like one question: how R&D was done by you before starting your startup, and what was your marketing strategy at initial days of your startup? Okay, I think like research and development is one of the key for like any project, but I think it also requires you to see at what stage of an organization you are at, right? So when I did the R&D, I realized there is no other company who is selling anything online to mom and pop stores. So it was a negative thing, right? Because when you don't have like competition, you realize you need to burn a lot of money, and you need to convince a lot of people, and you need to be like convincing a lot of like hours and bringing these people online. When we did the R&D, we realized, okay, the whole market is on credit basis. Like 99% of the retailers are buying almost everything on credit from their distributors, and we started a cash on delivery. We had no credit facility. And then third thing which we did like R&D was like okay, like do these people have technology to come online or not? And we realized no, they don't have a computer system, they don't have any kind of an inventory, softwares and all the three things which we like which we were doing on an R&D about was in a negative way for us. So someone like came up with a thought and said, okay, these are the negative things, but what if we are able to fulfill this gap? And we had this guts to do that. We faced all these issues for at least 6 months in the beginning, but we realized that like the gap is very big. I mean, we are dealing. It's true that we are dealing with the most non-tech savvy people of a country, but on the second hand, we are also dealing with the oldest business owner of a country, also, right? So when you deal with the oldest business owner of the country, they know how to do a business better than you. I mean, and if you can give a value in their business, it's become easy to like bring them in your channel. So how we do R&D, we get it like we get really on ground, like meet customers, meet brands, and there's a fundamental way of like running a shop kirana even today, even like no matter at what scale we are. When we like start any kind of a project, we pick just one customer, we pick just one brand, we we try to solve everything from the one perspective, and we try to do things which are not scalable at first. And when you do things which are not scalable, you actually keep like go into the market by yourself instead of like taking care of all the reports from the like market. You get along with salespeople, you get along with the marketing people, you talk to like customers, you talk to brands, you really identify the pain problem of the market. And I believe when you build a company, you cannot build the right organization by sitting in a conference room. You can only build the organization by really going on roads and talking to the customers and all. So all the R&D, which like still like whatever that happens like at the R&D level in Shop Kirana today, we respect and we push people to go on the grounds and get the real market feedback. Second is about the marketing strategy. I think marketing strategy, I think it's a very vague term, like marketing. Like what we have learned, like in the way of marketing is, it's about, I mean, we don't do a lot of marketing, to be very honestly. We realize that marketing are the activities the companies do, like putting up a billboards, placing a stickers, like sending a notification, sending a SMS, and all this thing. And these things comes on the marketing, which I think like anyone can do, like any like even the smallest organization can do, even like the anyone like getting out of from the college can do. But what people don't know how to do and what people really like miss is about building a brand. And there is a like huge and like huge gap between building a brand and doing a marketing. I mean, like Unilever, like obviously they do a lot of marketing things, but they know how to build a brand, and that's why like people go to the kirana stores and buy a Unilever products, right? I mean, it's never about the pricing. You get like 5 rupees Parle G, right? It's not about like it's 5 rupees you buy Parle G. If someone can give you Parle D or Parle C in 3 rupees, you are not going to buy because it's not Parle G, right? So it's never about the pricing. It's about how to build brand. Building a brand is a totally different ball game. In building a brand, marketing is one of the ingredients. And how do you build a brand? Obviously, like it requires it like different kind of like channels. Like you should have the distribution channel. You should have a customer insight. You should have a sales channel. Your product should be like you should have a like product market fit, and you should find a gap uh, into the market. And a lot of companies do this mistake that they see, okay, this like shampoo is getting sold at this kind of like pricing, so obviously people buy this kind of a pricing in this particular category, so they launch their product. But the problem is not like this. I mean, the problem is you have to identify where the category gap is, where the like product gap is, and you have to identify like how the customer is going to react on those gaps, and you have to identify the actual pricing point also. You cannot copy and paste the pricing point, which are like almost all local brands do, and that's why they are unable to scale at the like pan India level. I mean, like in every city and every town we have this local oil brands, right? They are the market share leaders of that oil brands in their territories. But when you see the balance sheet of a company like Fortune Oil, I mean, it's way bigger than the local brands. So local brands might feel very proud that they are the market share leaders in a city like Indore or their state. Fortune don't feel proud in becoming market share leader in just one city. So they are very happy in being a third or fourth number in terms of sales, but their like margin is way higher than the local brands, and they are present in the pan India. But what they did, they learn how to like do the right branding, and they learn how to build a brand. And I feel building a brand is one of the key ingredients for any organization success. And obviously it requires a lot of years, and like so we launched a brand called Kisan Kirana. It's an in-house brand in staples category. And like why we launched, because we realized there is no multinational company which is like a Unilever or ITC and P&G are selling like staples as a branded staples across pan India. And why they are not selling? Because of like X and Y Z kind of a reason. Because it's not, I mean, these companies work on a standardization, right? You cannot buy a same kind of a like staples, a dana. You cannot buy like in all different states, because you cannot buy a certain staple from like one part of a country and then like deliver it to another part of a country by like still enjoying the like gross margins and all. And all these organizations have like 70 or 80 or 100% kind of like gross margin, and in staples in commodity market there is no very like good margins, and that's why they are unable to like get into those like particular category. So we identify, okay, there is a gap in that category, and that category is a $140 billion like industry in India, and we have that channel also. And we have that particular channel also, that we are like we have a platform. We have thousands and thousands of retail stores. We are available into 8 cities. We have our own logistic like warehouses and all. And if we are able to like do the quality assurance in this particular brand, and keep on building brand every day, then someday people will realize, okay, I mean, like building a brand is not about like painting the whole city with your billboards. It doesn't happen like this. If you cannot do like in the initial conversation, I said that never do a things which you cannot do for the lifelong. And in the branding also, we never do those kind of a things which we cannot do for the next 5 years. So as a startup, we might have a fund and we can like blow up that fund in painting the entire city for the next 30 days. But we also know that that's not going to really help a lot, because after 2 or 3 months, people are going to forget about the brand. So we do all the things which can sustain and which we can do for the next 2 years. And what really happened, once we continue doing that, after 3 years of that particular brand, now we started like people are asking that brand, like people are demanding that brand. We are not available in all the cities in MP. We are available only in like Indore and like Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh. But when we identify, okay, where the Kisan Kirana is getting sold, there are more than 100 plus places in Madhya Pradesh where Kisan Kirana is getting sold. And how we did that, because we continued doing the same thing again and again. So there is a formula for building a brand, and that thing is, first you need to identify what you believe in, and it should be like it should come in just one line or one sentence. So you need to identify that one punchline, like what is like really one thing which you want like see as your USP. And then you should have a courage to tell it at infinite times for a very long period of time, right? And if you are able to consistently doing that, I think you hit that kind of like jackpot. My opinion about like Udaan is, obviously they are like amazing people. Obviously the company has become $1 billion organization. The difference between Udaan and Shop Kirana is they are an open marketplace. We are a closed marketplace. Like as a Shop Kirana, we don't believe in an open marketplace. I mean, I don't believe like how like what happens in Udaan that any seller can sell any product, right? So for an example, if there is a Lux soap, so there can be 100 sellers selling a Lux soap. As a shop kirana, our thesis is there has to be one big seller. And if you are not going to give a very good amount of business to just one seller, it's not going to make a very sustainable business. So we don't believe that the market should, like in India, the market should be an open marketplace. We have seen a companies like Amazon also, right? And Amazon, like it looks like Amazon is a marketplace, like anyone can become a seller on Amazon. But when you see the numbers of Amazon also, I mean, and we should actually like see as a case study that, and Amazon is a like $1 trillion company, so obviously whatever they are doing, it's working as a business model. So like for like normal consumer, it looks like Amazon is a marketplace, anyone can become a seller on Amazon, anyone can sell any kind of like product on Amazon. It's open marketplace. But when you see the balance sheet of Amazon, and when you see, okay, how many sellers are contributing 80% of the business, there are less than 40 sellers on Amazon contributing 80% of the sales. So Amazon has the same thought process, that they don't believe in an open marketplace. Obviously you have to pick uh, like very like, and so, and in Shop Kirana we are the sellers. We buy from brands and then we sell to retailers. Udaan is a like open marketplace, a technology platform and a logistic form which helps sellers to deliver the product from A point to B point. A seller can like put any pricing on the platform. Sellers can put any kind of like product on the platform. We are very concerned and conscious about what we put on the platform. I mean, we have achieved. I mean, we did like 500 crore of a business last year, but we did 500 crore of a business from only 1,000 line items. It's not like Metro and Walmart. We have like 30,000, 50,000 kind of a line item, but we have this thought process that whatever we are going to sell, if we are unable to capture 10% of the market share of those product or category or brands, it makes no business sense for us to continue doing that. And that's the key difference between like Udaan and Shop Kirana. The eligibility, the was the eligibility criteria to become a seller on Shop Kirana? I think it totally depends, like what kind of like category you are into. Unfortunately, like 90% of the brands we say no. And why we say no? Because we believe there are certain things which we also need to learn. Although we are we have like like thousands of like customers on the platform. But like I said, that we believe on like data analytics a lot. So for an example, we are the category market share leader of category like toiletries. We are the market share leaders of like category like biscuits. So if anyone comes under these category where we are the market share leaders, uh, we entertain those sellers, and like they get connected on the platform. They can use all the tools, whatever we have built. They can use all the data analytics on the platform. They can then place those brands in front of like thousands and thousands of retail stores. But if there are I mean, these are the like brands where we are not the market share leader and where we don't have the category live. So we don't like really open up those category for those sellers. So it's kind of like very simple. There's just simply filling up a form and getting a call from Shop Kirana, like sourcing executive. Yep. I hope like it made sense. Do you believe that India needs finishing schools concept for better talent availability for tech startup? That's kind of like very difficult question because I believe uh, like balance sheets are more sexier than mark sheets. You cannot teach and like entrepreneurship in school. Uh, I mean, so I'll give you my understanding also, and I can be like 100% wrong, but that's my personal view. I've got basically back in entrepreneurship subject in my MBA. And why I got back, because I was laughing in an examination. Someone cracked a joke, like guy sitting behind me, and I was laughing, and my professor was like super pissed off. And she came and she just asked me to get out from the class, and I laughed again, and I was laughing, and I said, "Ma'am, it can spoil my career. I mean, we paid lakhs of rupees for this college to become to be a postgraduate in MBA." But she threatened me, and she said, like, either you get out from the class or like I'll push you out from the college. I realized that getting out from the class and not writing that exam was way easier than getting out of the college. So I got out from that class and I missed that exam, and I got back in entrepreneurship. Uh, but in my whole journey of Shop Kirana, not a single, I mean, we have investors like InfoEdge. They are $8 billion organization. They have invested in Zomato. They invested in like a lot of other big organizations. Uh, and in the whole journey in last 7 years, not a single investor asked any of the founders about their mark sheet, about their grades and all. See how you learn actually by actually like really doing. It's exactly the same like playing a soccer. I mean, you cannot learn soccer just by like playing a video game, and you cannot learn soccer just by reading textbooks and all. You learn soccer by playing soccer. And it's the same way with like as a business. You can only learn what is entrepreneurship by becoming an entrepreneur. So I was in like certain session like couple of like months back, and I asked like the whole class, okay, how many of you like reading about entrepreneurs? How many of you really like? And the same question like to this session also, that how many of you really like reading motivational books? How many of you really like motivational videos? How many of you really go and like listen to motivational speakers back to back, because it feels good, right? It feels like we feel very pumped up and all. uh, but then I asked like another question, okay, till when, right? Because there has to be some end of like like really like watching YouTube videos of motivational speakers and reading motivational books, because there is no Gita of doing like running a business. Every business DNA is totally different. Every business problem is totally different. I mean, I wish that if there was a book, we would have like scaled the company at some certain level. But every day we show up in the office, uh, we have like amazing people are working on, but every day there are certain problems in front of us, and how we learn those problems by really just sitting alone, thinking, without an internet, without a mobile. We think that we can find those answers on internet and all, but unfortunately I believe the answers are always like in like human minds, and the more we like connect with each other as a human beings, the more we connect with people, the more we realize what are more importance to run an organization. So I believe finishing school concept can only work if they push people to start their venture like within a school, instead of like just like teaching them and giving them grades and asking them to go and be an entrepreneur. I think there has to be like certain entrepreneurship school. I'm not sure like it exists or not. That like someone take like a fees of like 10 lakhs of that course and give back 5 lakhs or 8 lakhs back to the student the second year, and ask the person that take 5 lakhs back and start your venture, and the college is going to take like 20% of the equity in your venture. I think the person is going to learn a lot in the second year instead of getting out of the college. And it's like totally the personal like thought process. I can this is nothing about that like getting really serious about that.
So I think we have covered all the queries of the members.
Yeah.
So I just want to express my sincere thanks to you, sir, for firstly accepting our shorter period invitation and for briefing out your practical experience with the members. And I think it will be helpful for members also. And I would like to express sincere thanks to all the participants also who have joined us from various forums. And I wish you all a very happy Chartered Accountants Day in advance. Tomorrow we are celebrating CA Date branch from virtual mode. And on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th July, we have a national conference that is totally free. So request you all to please register yourself as we have limited seats there. So kindly register as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for giving your precious time
Much.
for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.